Alright, this is review of 1.3 and 1.4, part 3. We're going to convert the equation 4y minus x minus 2 equals 0 into both the point-slope form and the slope-intercept form. And I'm going to say that it's probably going to be easier for us to do the slope-intercept form first. So let's go ahead and isolate that. Let's isolate that y. Let's pick a different color. Alright, so I'm going to have a 4y equals, and then I'm moving these two to the other side. So I've got x plus 2, and then that's going to, plus 0 would makes no sense, so we're just going to leave it as a plus 2. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So I've got y is going to equal 1/4 x plus, and then I'm going to reduce this to be a 1/2. Alright, so there's my slope-intercept form. Now I have my slope and I need a point. Alright, and so where are we going to get a point? I don't give you one here. So what do we do? Well, what we can do is we can pick a number and put it in, find out the other point, and use that, or we could just use our y-intercept. Alright, so that's going to be 1/2 and 0. And again, you could plug in any number here. I could plug in a multiple of 4 and go ahead and find my y value, and then I would have that point as well. Alright, so what do you know about the lines? 2x plus 4 and y equals 2x minus 3. Well, first of all, we need to look at some things. What's going on with my slopes? Those are one of the big tells of what is going on. So in this case, they're the same. Now, are the intercepts different? In this case, they are, right? So if you have the same slope and different intercepts, those are parallel lines. So what do we know about the lines 3x minus 2 and y equals 1/3 x plus 7? Alright, so here we go. I've got a 3x and I've got a 1/3. Now, if it's going to be anything, it's going to be perpendicular. So I don't need to worry about what the intercepts are. That doesn't matter anymore, okay? So here, I'm going to take a look. I'm going to take my slope, and I'm going to multiply it by the other slope. And I wind up with a 3/3, which is a 1. But I need it to be a negative 1. So this is neither parallel nor perpendicular. Alright. So what do you know about these? We're going to determine whether the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So this is one we're going to have to isolate a little bit, and then this one I'll isolate a little bit and see what we've got. So in this case, I'm going to subtract the 2 to the other side, so I've got y equals 5x minus 2. And in this case, I have, I'm going to move I have 5y equals negative x, or negative 1x if you prefer, minus 15, In this case, I'm going to have to divide everywhere by 5. So here I'm going to have y equals negative 1/5 x. It is a negative. And then minus 3, because this reduces to 3. So now I'm going to take a look. I have slopes. They look like they could be perpendicular. I'm going to double check that. I'm going to say 5 times negative 1/5. I multiply that across and I wind up with a negative 1. So these are in fact perpendicular. All right, let's take a look at this next one. I am going to say my 2y equals 8 minus 4x, and divide everything by 2. So I wind up with y equals a 4 minus 2x. Keep in mind my slope actually comes with the x. So even though I've written it kind of backwards here, it is in fact a line, and it has the slope is right here, and that's my y-intercept. So just because they're written in a specific order doesn't mean that they are in fact the same. Doesn't mean that they're not the same information, but you need to think carefully about what, I'm sorry to be stumbling all over this, but you have to stop and think about what it is that's being multiplied and what that means in terms of this slope or the intercept. So here I've got my 5 plus my 2x equals negative y. Well, I'm going to multiply all of these by negative 1. So here I'm going to have negative 5 minus 2x equals y. Well, I have a 2x and I have a 2x. So here I have my slope is the same. It's a negative 2. So far we're parallel. Could be the same line. We have to double check. This is a negative 5. This is a positive 4. They are in fact parallel because they do not have the same intercept. All right, so let's take a look here. We've got 2x plus 1 equals y, and y plus 3x equals 4. So this one I'm just going to like reverse the way that's written. I'm going to say y equals 2x plus 1. And then this one I'm going to say y equals negative 3x plus 4. All right. So in this case, I have a slope of 2 and I have a slope of negative 3. They are not the same. They're not inverses. So in this case, it's neither. You don't have to think too hard about it. All right, I'm going to stop here because the next piece is going to be a little bit involved. So we're going to end this here, and I will pick up from here in the next video.